Okay, Drake here. We're back.
Red Bone.
So, 2 hoodies, 3 cats channel. Get that out of the way. We are continuing down the Ren Rabbit Hole, and I've had multiple people suggest this for me. It's the tale of Jenny and Screetch, and like we were talking about a minute ago. There's 2 different tracks. There's the Tale of Jenny and the Tale of Screetch, and there's a couple other tale videos too. And I was like asking which order I should do, and everybody that commented was like, "No, you got to do them together. You got to do the together version. It's longer, but you still have to do it together." So I'm like, okay. So I don't know. All I know is that the High Ren video, everybody said watch it, and then this was one of the videos you could watch. He's got a whole series of videos called The Tales, so at least that's what I get the idea of.
We might want to ask if people would like to see us do the money game 1, 2, and 3 all in one video.
All at one time?
Yeah, that would be like a marathon.
Yeah,
too much.
I've done Money Game 1, 2, and 3 by myself. He's dabbled in them, but hasn't really done a reaction yet. So if you guys would like us to do them all at one time together, just boom, 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 so he can react to it and go that way, let us know in the comments below. And let us know what we do after this. And thanks for being here. We appreciate every single one of you. And you have anything else?
I just think let's looking at this image here. Do you see the way his guitar is all worn out around the sound hole? I mean, that right there takes years to earn that kind of destruction on a guitar. Something tells me that he did it in less time than most people would take to do that.
I don't know. Well, if you know anything about how old this guitar is, if any of you know Ren personally, because I know the England crowd is a little more condensed and it's more of a neighborhood and more of a village. Or not like a village in the sense of tiny, but you guys are in a smaller space and you can interact with each other easier than here in the United States, where we're in Texas and it takes like all day to get from one side of Texas to the other side, and the country is like 3,000 miles across. So
I'm going to guess it's a 2015 Taylor. I don't know where I came up with that.
A 2015?
The guitar. Taylor acoustic. Just a guess.
Well, maybe we'll be able to see as we go. We're going to get into this. If you can give us any information or any background on the video or the music equipment or Ren any more than we've already got, I've gotten so much information on Ren now between 3 or 4 videos I've done that I almost feel like I know him. So here we go. Moving right along. And go.
What's so interesting about that? It just seems like a throwaway thing that he would just do that. But it sounds like it's like 1920s jazz. He's throwing in these classical elements, which I know nothing about. Virtually nothing about. But it's clearly classically influenced. And then throwing the jazz over top of it. I just love that he's mixing it. To me, it's like I'm not able to do a lot of mixing of styles because of, it takes a lot of skill to be able to play just jazz with your mouth and, you know what I mean, classical with your hands. It's like, wow.
It's like watching my brother. My brother posted a video on Facebook the other morning, and he's like, "Hey, just for all my metal fans and all my metal friends," and he just jammed out on. I guess he'd bought this Gibson. He just jammed out some just really cool riffs. I recognized what they were, and all of us old friends of his are all like going, "Yeah, great." But then he can turn around 5 minutes later and do reggae on it or blues or something. But mixing them all at the same time, that's a whole nother animal.
And mixing them well.
Yeah. It's doing one style and doing it well is one thing. But being able to mix and vary it, genius. Complete genius.
Gifted.
Yes.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before she wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screetch, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bugging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance at the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London street.
Okay, he just said something about a silent intuition, something bugging her. We both have had moments where you feel like you're about to do something or you're about to make a decision and something is nagging at you. I shouldn't be doing this. I need to do something else.
I had that very recently, and I didn't listen, and I paid the price for it.
Yes, that is a real thing, and it is part of the majesty of the world that exists outside of our normal ability to
Subconscious mind.
senses,
Yeah.
outside of our normal senses of sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch.
Is that a cat on the balcony behind him?
I don't know. Up there?
Yeah.
Who knows? But those are things that when you get those feelings, you should listen to them.
Definitely.
Even if it
There's a
means
reason.
you gotta go some crazy route home, or you need to just not do what you planned on doing. He had a run-in with
A wood splitter.
a wood splitter and a thumb issue. So
And I had warnings, and I didn't listen.
yeah. So that I just thought that was pretty interesting. That one little lyric there about Jenny.
Well, I'm
and
hoping. Look, I'm just hoping that they meet each other for a great reason. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, it's not sound like
Hoping it gets
Screetch
told.
is a real positive guy right now. But he's like, yeah. Here we go.
Or something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bugging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance at the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screetch. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screetch reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete, and he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath. It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
Hey, welcome to the barbershop.
Okay.
We'll be with you.
That's the only drawback to this. And I don't edit my videos, so that was horrible. I apologize. I've had a couple people tell me that, when it times out and goes into that, that's a crime. And I agree, that's horrible. I apologize. But because I like to do all the way through and full actual reactions,
I can edit this if you want. I can
Yeah.
go and edit it.
not a big deal. This is a 13.5-minute deal, so it was bound to take place. So here we go.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screetch, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screetch kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate. With something far more sinister in mind, it does away. Hey, babe, are you in? No, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screetch was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screetch, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screetch. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screetch's chest. Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screetch and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Okay, I paused that because I knew I was going to do that again, which is perfect. So that was interesting. Not sure if I was prepared for that.
If you're what?
I wasn't prepared for that. The whole Screetch thing was the Jenny tale, and she gets stabbed, and I guess he knifed her and killed her, and then he runs at a cop with a knife and gets shot. That's pretty crazy.
It is.
Huh?
It is crazy. What I like about the stuff that I've seen from him so far, at least the stuff prior to this song, it's like he's right on the edge of madness.
Right.
And it's like there's always an air of tension in his songs. It's like it's like everything is kind of airy to begin with. It's like, here we are, here's our story, and then it's sparse. The music is sparse, and then the tension builds, and then it lets off, and it's like that. Those dynamics, I think, are what make his music even more interesting than the different musical elements he puts in it.
This is interesting though, because the Jenny Tale and the Screech Tale. The next section is called Violet. So, but it's all part of this track. So I'm interested to see what the finale is like.
It'll be interesting.
I like the creativity, and the effects with the guitar, and he has the phone stuff, and he did that in another track that I watched as well.
I wanted to say another thing too, is that it's seemingly, because I know one of your goals is to sort of kind of explore positive angles of music. And what I find interesting about this is that he doesn't seem to be glorifying what took place with
Screech.
these two people, either one of them.
No.
There's no glory in this dude acting like he knows everything, and he's what did his attitude get him? It got him killed.
Got him killed. And then the reality with Jenny was she froze, and she couldn't even speak, which is, I mean, you have fight or flight are two aspects of when you get scared and you're in a situation. But in some cases, the adversary is so in your face, you freeze.
Yeah, but I believe that to me it seems like an aspect or a symptom of flight. She didn't flee physically; she fled mentally.
Yeah, she couldn't. She was frozen with fear and couldn't do anything, and that's something that goes on all the time.
Yeah.
And the reality is right now, a lot of these situations go on daily all over the world, not just in England, not just in America. They go on everywhere. And it goes back to something you and I have talked about many times. It's a lack of education.
Yeah.
And people not being properly trained on the difference between right and wrong. Like, because he even mentioned it earlier on that Screech was 14 and thought he was being cool, but he was really being controlled by the devil. He was going down the wrong path. So he made that correlation to show you that this is somebody that is making all the wrong choices.
Right.
And here's this woman who's walked this way home from wherever she was coming from every day and just going home on buying her own business, and how you could be doing the right thing and doing what you're supposed to do, but that other person is who you have to always be on the lookout for.
Well, I like how that there's consequences in this music. A lot of the stuff that we've listened to in the past, there weren't any consequences readily apparent.
Right. You just had somebody doing stuff, and then there was never any recourse.
Or just somebody telling you what they're doing and with no context.
Yeah. Yeah, this is different. I like it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's playing all this on an acoustic guitar is pretty amazing too. All right. The last part.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beeps and bloodstains, she saw Lady weep, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale. was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you of the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw when the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet. London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screetch.
That's profound.
That's crazy.
What I really love is in the beginning, it sounds like the vocals, there was an effect or an overdub, because there was something clearly that wasn't in the room. But you hear him walking through the rooms, and you hear the vocals changing. You hear the distance changing, the echo. And he's like in the hallway, and he's looking up because you can. I mean, if you ever sang in a parking garage, it's an amazing sound. I mean, if you're not that great, you can sound pretty great. And it's like it's an interesting technique, and I wonder, has he done any studio recordings where there's more instrumentation?
You asked that in the Higher End video, and I don't really know.
That is, I mean, if he could record like that, with other,
is he recording on a camera? Is he recording on a phone?
It seems to me it's got to be a real camera, because he's got to have some kind of a speaker to go around to his back. It's probably a wireless system, and it's going into either in through the camera or wirelessly through a mixer. Because, I don't know if they're using the camera audio, but it seems like they probably are.
Yeah, because the amount of, like, in the couple videos I've watched and the couple videos you've watched, it's, I mean, we both have done video work before. We've both
That's
done
impressive.
sound work before, and
It was all looked like one shot, one take.
that's how that high Ren video
That's amazing.
was. It was one take. It was the fourth try.
You know what's? I think it's weird because someone in the comments said that he was Welsh, and I think because a lot of our culture comes from the UK, because you have because it was split. You know, you had the Saxons and the Northumbrians and all these different groups, the Welsh.
Yeah.
The Scottish and the Irish. It's like
Scots,
all that stuff
Irish.
is populated around the same time, and then they split off into these different cultures. It's like with the Ren, it seems like there's this, I don't know, 1,000 years of cultural memory in his DNA.
And
he's tapping into the jester. He's tapping into, like, there's a serious, like, is it Callan Murphy or Callian Murphy, the guy from Peaky Blinders?
I don't know.
There's
the name.
this.
Yeah.
There's just this bridging across time sense that I get from Ren that I've never seen with any other artist. I mean, you get like whiffs of it with Robert Plant and others, but just on what we've seen, a handful of songs from this guy this is like, I don't know, like I said, 500 years of genetic memory just like pouring out onto the screen.
It's pretty impressive. Like
That's chilling.
And so at the end of that, did you get when he tells Violet's tale and the twins? Was Jenny and Screetch, were they brother and sister?
I don't know.
And if so, were they? Obviously, she died, so they were put into the system. So maybe they were both adopted to different families. And then the irony that your brother kills you and then gets killed moments later, and your mom got beat by her dad. It sounds like she was beaten by her dad.
Yeah, and that's really the true case. People born of extreme violence, or born with the certain things that are in their system.
And then Violet refused to speak, and she would shut down and just take it. And then
that's what potentially her daughter
Jenny
did as well.
just froze, and they're just crazy. So it's all DNA related too.
Yeah,
because a lot of times,
like his father.
Yeah, because
Wow,
it goes
well done,
into
Ren.
a lot of we're all a product of our DNA and our surroundings and influences around environment.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting tale. That was cool. I like that. So I'm glad we did the full version, because it would have been a while between, and that was way better because you get all three together, and then the end of the Violet's tale is just like mind blown.
Yeah.
So Gypsy had told me about these, and she's like, they all kind of go together, and it's got an end that really just kind of hits you. And that was pretty crazy. So as usual, if you like the video, hit like, comment below, let us know where we need to go next. There was a new track that we saw, I think it's 7 Sins or Original Sins or 7 Originals. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a new track he dropped. We might do that next. Or if you guys have a different suggestion, let us know. In the meantime, thank you for being here. We love you all, and have a great one.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Well done, Ren. Well done.